All right, guys. You see my breath. Um, just doing a quick update on the car. Um, Definitely a lot slower progress than I thought, which I think most people, getting into a build, it's never as quick as they want it to be. Um, but I figured I'd give an update anyway. A little bit more has been done. So I guess I'll just get right to it. I'll swing the camera around and show you what I've gotten done so far. So the first thing you see is the seats. The last time I did a video, I didn't show you the Evo 7 Recaro seats, but I'm sure if you don't know what they are, you could look them up. I just really like the pattern. I thought it would be a good fit for this car and this color. It's not for everybody. Some people might think it would be a little ricey. And I strongly considered keeping them. But the main thing that got me was the wear and tear. They weren't bad. They would probably be considered maybe not mint, but very good condition for the age. And I mean, deep down, I really wanted these seats. These are the Recaro CS Sportster. The GTs are the newer ones. These are discontinued, so they have like a chevron pattern in the middle. I didn't really care for that, so I was hoping that these were still available, and they are. They're still inventory. I also went with kind of a JDM feel with this Artista pattern in the middle. A lot of guys, most people would do leather, at least leather on the outside, but I feel like, everybody does that. I'm not a fan of leather. Yes, it's easy to clean, but it gets too hot and too cold, and I don't know. I just don't really care for it. So I thought, you know what? Let me be different and just go with the cloth. Yep, there they are. You can see the back seats are tan. Let me go around the other side. Well, let me show you a little bit more of the car, I guess. Got the spoiler on, taillights. I'm not sure what all I did or didn't do. The interior's mostly in. I left a couple pieces out just in case I got to run wires and stuff. So I always feel like I'm just going to be all over the place when I do a video. I got most of the trim done. There's a couple things even up there. The map lights I left out for a reason, but I got the A pillars on. Got my floor mats in. They are a remanufacture. I guess Toyota came out with them at some point. So if you could see, let me open this door. They're a lighter. They're not quite black. They're kind of like a gray, but I like them. I think they're different. They kind of go along with the seats. Again, I'm all over the place. Let me back up again. So this roll right here is the Nardo, or not Nardo. Nardo, I guess, is kind of gray. So this is the black Recaro fabric from an authorized company that I guess they sell the fabrics, the rolls, out of Germany, I believe. Autotechnic or something. I forget what it's called. But anyway, so it's the outer black for the back seats, but I also want the middle pattern. And that color I saw in gray and brown. They were out of stock on the black. Even though that looks gray, it's kind of a little lighter than this. It's still considered black. So I'm waiting for that to come in, to have the rear seats reupholstered, to get all that done. What else? I did little things like I put new Targa bolts in there because this one was a little bit stripped out, so I just replaced them both, of course. That speaker still has to be. I don't know if I want to dye that or buy a new one. The door cards are also still original. They look okay, but I would like to reupholster them at some point. But I started getting to the point where I'm like, you know what? This car will never get done if I try and have everything completely perfect. So I just said, screw it. Let's get some of this stuff in and, move on from there. The dash panels, as you can see here, this looks kind of like a 98 panel, but it's not. I actually just got these back today. These are my used panels. You know what? I didn't even seat that down all the way. Doesn't matter because I was doing a quick test fit. But this is cleared. It's a very flat clear from my body shop that did my paint. It looks amazing to me. It's funny how light the gray looks on camera, but it's actually darker than that, than it's showing. So I have a 94. So I always thought they were kind of black, but I guess they're almost like a super dark charcoal from the factory. They're darker than the 98s, and I just wanted a shade lighter. And if I showed you a picture of this one next to my original one, it's just a shade lighter, but I love it. So I'm going to get the rest of them done. So the dash will be done. Yeah, so that's that. I guess move on to the engine bay. Doesn't look like much has been done in here. I have everything to do in here still. I'm going to start doing things. I've been messing with the wiring. So the harness that's supposed to run through here is in my house, and I'm stripping it back and taking everything out end to end, any relays, anything I don't need, and very cleanly removing anything I don't need. And then I'm just going to wrap it back up, try and make it look as neat and as OEM as possible. And yeah, I decided I'm gonna keep the battery here and the fuse box. I'm not trying to go total like shaved bay. Um, I'm really trying to balance like functional and clean. And there's just some things I just decided to keep and some things to let go. You'll see there's the Granus manual rack that I got to put in. I also have to clean that subframe or whatever that's called. I'll clean all that up when I pull that rack. So that'll go in. This AC line, this is actually new. This was a lot of money, but it was one of those, sometimes you get something you really want. As ridiculous as it sounds, I kind of just wanted a new one. I could have painted or polished up my other one, and most people that are smart would do that. Me, I was just like, you know what, I kind of want a new one, and I spent $400 on just that line, which is kind of ridiculous. But I get a little bit of OCD with that type of crap. So I'm going to have, other than that whole core underneath the dash, I'm going to have kind of a whole AC system that I'm going to be selling. But anyway, I'll quit rambling. So there's the, I guess that condenser, whatever you want to call it. So that's all new. The dryer's all new. The lines up underneath there are new. All the way around here is new. Those flexible lines are also new. Yeah, so that's it, man. It's already 8 minutes. It's crazy. You know, I find it funny when these YouTubers, they're a lot more efficient than I am when it comes to just getting your information out there. So I find it funny that they had a hard time hitting the 10-minute mark, but obviously I don't, because I just ramble on. I still have to put the side air inlets on. I didn't take these off, the body shop did, so I don't want to have to put something on and then take it off because something with the side skirt overlaps. So I'm just waiting, taking my time with that. Let me go around. Let's see. I started to, I cleaned this side and put the bracket in and put some of the clips in that belong there. And I was getting ready to put this one in, and I decided to wait and take my time because I still have to put the, the side skirts in and stuff. I still have to put the sill in, those little holes. I've just been lazy about trying to get the part number from my local dealer. The guy that deals with my parts is just amazing. The guy's like, man, what a lifesaver when it comes to just issues I've had with parts coming in just banged up or just finding parts for me. Maybe, I know it's their job to do that, but this guy's just like, the guy's name's Landon, Connoisseur Toyota in Pennsylvania. The dude's just epic. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm wandering again, but I do have a Stu Dash cluster. But those of you that know, he's coming out with the new like flat gauges, like that kid Matt has. So I'm gonna send mine back. They're still in the box and have the flat gauges done. So I won't be putting the dash back. I don't know if there's anything else to show you in here. All the goodies are kind of like, I don't know. I guess I could turn this around. The rest of the goodies are in the house. let's talk about the engine real quick. The the block is still in my garage, which I'm gonna start getting some work done on that. Once the wiring's done here, and mounted, and I check everything inside the car and make sure all that auxiliary crap works. I'm probably gonna go ahead and start messing with the engine and the fuel system. So I got my head at Head Games right now. Dave, I forget everybody's name, but I believe it's old famous Dave. He was pretty awesome. He talked me down to S1s. I had S2s, and I was a typical guy. Oh yeah, 1200 horsepower. I don't know, big power. And he's like, what are you doing with the car? I said, well, I'm just gonna drive it on the street and just make it look pretty and go to car meets and car shows and show the car off and just to show all my hard work. I mean, that's really what I want to do with it. Just cruising and just showing it because I don't know, I love the car. So he says, why don't you go to S1s and a smaller turbo, make it more fun? And I took his advice. So now we're doing an exchange. I don't know what the difference in price is. I don't care. I trust whatever he's going to do is right. So I just did the basic pocket port and the S1s I'm going with, and maybe a 6870 Precision or something like that. Yeah, so that's out there. I got a full radium fuel system, which I talked about. I got the wrong fuel pump hanger. For those of you looking, I had no idea. Some people think there's two generations of the fuel pump hanger, and there's not. There's actually two models because one model fits the smaller, maybe the 255, the old school 255s, and like the AEM ethanol pumps and stuff. Once you to get into that 450 range and the Hellcat pumps, which I got, there's a specific fitting that kind of has this O-ring fitting that slides over the barbs. It's different. It's just different. So I have a fuel pump hanger that I have to resell, but honestly, for the power that most Supras make, I would figure at the lower range, people are just using their stock hanger, and at the high end, they're using big pumps. So I kind of don't know the purpose of the first one I bought, but I'm going to try and sell it. I'll sell it cheap just to get some money back. But anyway, what else? Yeah, the radium system. I got a GTR coil kit. Some people are like, I wouldn't do that. I did. It is what it is. I know in that little valley, they may die over time, but we'll see. I just wanted a clean setup. I wanted the spark plug cover. I just really like the way they look, and I kind of want to keep that OEM look. So I went with something low profile, and they really look sweet. Of course, I don't have them in front of me. There's just too much crap. I don't want to unbox it all because it's just way too much, and I'd rather just give you updates while the crap's on the car. I guess that's really it for now. I apologize for, like I said, the rambling. There's just so much, like the cow. There's little things. It's funny, you got one thing you can't put on because of something else. Until the wiring harness is done, I can't get that crap on. Put the wipers on and all that good stuff. They're actually at the body shop too, getting painted satin black, along with the wind deflector that's up here, if you notice that's missing. And a handful of other things that I could think of. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. I haven't really been motivated to do this camera stuff. I'm just too busy and too frustrated. And then when I get going, I just don't want to be bothered. I think a time lapse thing would be cool, but I'm so inconsistent. I could go inside, end up being there an hour, come back out, and it was just like to try and remember to start and stop the camera. It's just like, I don't know. It's just not something I really want to do. I would love to because I love watching any super content that I can. So I wish I could give some content. I'm not showing anything new. I mean, all this stuff's been done before. But I don't know. Sometimes it's just kind of cool to see little things that might help you out. Whether I'm doing something right or wrong, you could learn from both. I don't know. I guess I'll leave it at that, and hopefully I have a better and bigger update in the coming weeks. It's funny. One day I'm like, oh man, I might be able to have this done by May, and the next thing you know, I'm like, I hope it's done by the end of the summer. It's just one of those things. And part of it's my fault. It's like, oh, I want this done this way, or I want this done that way, I want this custom, and all that shit adds up. Like I don't have intercooler piping that has to be custom. There's just shit that's just going to add time. I'm trying to stay motivated. I find myself spending more time watching videos of other people working on their car than me working on my own. It's just, which is stupid because I have an amazing car. I have some amazing parts. You think that would be enough, but I don't know. You get lazy sometimes. All right, I'm gonna go. I promise I'll try and keep the next video shorter. And I said, if you like what you see, I don't know. You don't have to subscribe. I don't really care. I just want to, I just want to share this stuff. Um, yeah, but maybe leave a comment whether you see something that it didn't look right, or a suggestion of something I could do better, or something I didn't think of. Please let me know. And all right, I guess I'll see you next time.